You want to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
It is the I almost said the reentry buzz. Hey guys, we are here for the what do we call this again? A drink along. This is specifically the March 2024 drink along. For those who are watching later, I got a little sugar bear right here, and she is joining at least the beginning of our drink along this week.
Doing her best dolphin impression.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of a wee heavy Scotch ale that Miles Ferguson is drinking, you need to get down. Oh, you're Beck. How do you spell your name?
B-E-C.
You got it, baby,
Yeah,
baby.
Nailed it.
All right. So today, as most of you guys know, we are drinking Kentucky Owl, the Takumi edition. I've never drank it, but I know Bryan probably has. And retail, we take good care of you guys. Retail is like 130, 150 range. And so, you know, we like to throw down. I do know that like Kentucky Owl, now that it's been bought out by Diageo.
Don't know.
I think it's Diageo. But they've definitely raised their prices a lot lately. Who owns Kentucky Owl? It is Stoli, the Stoli Group. But since that happens, a lot of things, but they've always been expensive. Don't get me wrong. But even they're like standard things. Yep. Yeah. Katie says hi, Beck, and Robbie says, "Hey, Beck." Robbie. And we're gonna catch up a little bit. We got Jim Mathwig online. We got Miles Ferguson, Bryan Duncan, Paul Clarkson. We're gonna break a record today. Yep, you're right, Paul Clarkson. That is Stoli. Nailed it. Yeah, we're gonna get Beck's tasting notes, or at least her nose notes. Maybe not tasting notes. I don't even know how I'd pull that off in a joking way. I'd be like, "Here, have a juice." I don't even know. But yeah, exactly. Robbie says, "I love that Cole has the interrupting children now. It's not just Finley showing up and sitting in the lap." But I thought it would be kind of fun. But she's a little bit of a fun one, you know.
Shout out to Moose too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Good old Moose.
Good old Rip Moose. Speaking of, we got Ben Klepsig in the house. I want to hear what you guys are entry buzzing on. We got Bryan and Miles and Paul Clarkson. I said what they're doing, but I know Katie and I don't know if Katie's drinking because she's probably nursing or something like that. Not anyone's business, I guess. But
I did supply Katie and Curtis with samples so they can drink along today.
Oh, perfect.
And an extra shout out to Bryan Duncan, who supplied one of these bottles.
Yeah, what a baller. Okay, first of all, big shout out to Bryan Duncan for this drink along. Because thank you so much, Bryan, for chipping in for this one. We will always take that kind of help, but we are always grateful for that kind of help. So,
you know, someone else donated a bottle. Is that public? Have we announced what that was?
Yeah. Well, I want to wait until that episode. But yes, someone else did this time. And yeah, we got one coming. We got some coming up. Yeah. And so who's Cody? Robbie?
Cody says hi.
Cody? Oh, is he a new dog?
Ooh.
And wife entered the chat.
Nice.
She's good. I'll set her. I'll give her to you if she needs to.
We're gonna need some doggo pics. Oh no! Okay, we don't need pics of that. All right, no pics of that.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Katie said just finished feeding, so I have to drink fast to let the time to process it out. And I have half a sample going real light. What did you need to get down? Okay, that's fine. Let me know if you want back up, okay? And you can leave the room if you want. All right, guys. I am entry buzzing on the pick from Oak and Thieves.
Ooh, yeah.
For the single barrel rye. I still haven't opened any other single barrel ryes that I own, and I own many these days.
We got a cat appearance here.
Oh, we're seeing everyone.
Daughter leaves and cat shows up, and yeah, it's perfect.
That's great. I like so Robbie did well with Cody, but I like Andy. Andy's kind of my like slip it in there, or Sandy. Yeah, Miles says, "Hey Robbie, I think Cole needs now. I think all Cole needs now is a large farting dog." Yeah, that's all I need. But I'm excited for this one.
Oh
it's
yeah,
bourbon.
I am entry buzzing on a John J. Bowen single barrel here.
Hey, both green labels, but mine's a rye. So,
and mine is not. Mine is the only green label non-rye in existence. I'm joking. That can't be true. But
let's think about it though. Can you outdo that?
Speaking of ryes, though, while you're thinking about that, Bryan and David picked up that Bullet 12-year rye, and they said it was pretty decent.
12-year rye?
Bullet 12-year rye. It's like 95 or 94 proof, somewhere around there. It's kind of new, I think. It's brand new, maybe.
I saw they had the single malt, but I didn't know they had a rye. That's cool. I mean, I knew they had their standard rye.
Yeah. Maybe if our Weekly World News guy was Whiskey World News guy was more on top of it, maybe he would have talked about it. But
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of news out there. We can't cover it all. Man. So thanks for joining us, guys. You guys ready to drink? We're already 6 minutes in. We can drink. Let's pour it out. But before we pour it out, we need the ceremonial, proverbial, classical cork pop.
All right. Same time?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, ready? One, two, three. Ooh, that was pretty darn close in time. Let's do this. So yeah, just quick rundown. We don't do full history on drink-alongs. It is a bourbon. It is in collaboration with some whiskey blenders from Japan, Yahisha Yusuke and John Ray, who is the Kentucky Owl master blender. This is post Stoli takeover, so I don't know, what's to expect, but I will say that it is 100 proof. It is a bourbon. And on the back, I'll just read it because it is intriguing why a Japanese master blender would get involved. So, in celebration of our desire to collaborate with like-minded, innovative spirits, Kentucky Law has partnered with Japanese master blender Yahisha Yusuke to help create our Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This Takumi edition brings together the traditional blending skills of selecting rare whiskey barrels and unique flavor profiles with the expertise of our master blender, John Ray, resulting in this exceptional and unique limited release. I'll say this. I've only had like 2 or 3 Kentucky Owls before. I had their Confiscated and I had their like batch 2 rye. And those were, the batch 2 rye was phenomenal, but I don't know if it was worth $200. It would have been nice if it were worth less or if it paid less for it. But the Confiscated was left a lot to be desired, to be honest. But this is a fancy bottle. Let's do it. So I'm gonna.
I don't think I've ever had any Kentucky Owl before this.
Oh, and really?
They're
so crazy about their early bourbons.
Yeah, annual release bourbon was like a special thing. It was like $250 or $300, and it didn't seem like it was anything that special. So I've just never had any interest in that.
That rye that I was talking about, it hit that like candy level and then some.
Nice.
And it was very good. Proprietary cork pop. I like that. So you guys poured out, I assume. We're gonna drink it straight, drink it neat first.
There's some darker funk on this nose,
but it's also light, to be honest.
Yeah.
But there is a darker funk, but it's like, yeah, it kind of has a light nose to me. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on nose notes while we go through it together.
Trying to decide what this is, like tobacco, maybe. Like I'm associating it with like earthiness.
Yeah, I agree with Ben. Dusty, musty. Actually, this does kind of smell like a dusty bourbon, like a older 10-year or more bottle.
Yeah,
it's got that almost a little bit of nuttiness to me. But it's light. It's not like Booker's nuttiness, but it is there to me for sure.
Yeah. Before I forget, while I was thinking about it, you were going through bottle notes, and I was trying to get the camera to focus. I guess my camera just doesn't focus. On the cork, they actually have printed on the cork, on the side of the cork, their own like logo or something. It says Kentucky Owl. Like, take the cork out and look at the side, like on the actual corky of the cork.
Oh yeah, that's rare. Yeah, you can see.
That's kind of cool. Yeah,
the name itself. Focus. Yeah, you can see it. Smart. Then they have that cool copper lining to the wooden top. I like that. It's definitely not as
I
cool as
know.
the barrel metal corks, but
Jim here says yeasty, and I like that. That's a funky funk, like
maple.
what I was thinking.
We got caramel and some fruit. Actually, Miles, you bring up a great question. I don't know about casks. I'm assuming since it's a bourbon, there may have been a finish, but of course we're dealing with new charred oak originally. Old pipe tobacco, says Ben. It's oaky, but in a dusty way, I guess, to me.
Yeah, and I think the dustiness carries over on the palate too. You picked up on nuttiness on the nose, and I didn't at all, but on the palate, totally getting nutty on the palate. And it's got this creamy texture with nuttiness too. Like, I mean, I actually Beam just straight up knob would have been a great entry buzz for this, maybe just to compare against, because
100%.
I feel like this is beamy.
Yeah, it's like knob light. Robbie's gonna make some joke about that. Walnut. Yeah, great note, Ben. Yeah, love that. Light molasses. Yeah, I don't know if I'm the only one that this doesn't read 100 proof. It reads like 92, maybe.
Yeah, I mean it is. I don't know. It's a little more on the lighter, like Scotchy Japanese side, which I think was the intention. I think the blender,
That's a good
Yusuke,
point. Yeah,
I think their intention was to go through Kentucky Owl stock and make a blend that pays homage to the Japanese whiskey that they produce. Another thing that I read, fun random fact, Takumi translates to like master or craftsman or something like that.
It's like master blender.
It's supposed to feel like masterfully crafted. Yeah, master or artisan. There it is.
Nice. Oh, cool. Plum. Let me see about that, Paul. Let me see if you're crazy. No, I'm kidding.
I like the praline. That's cool. Ben likes the praline too.
See, Ben and Katie, they understand each other from across the country.
BFF hashtag Bing Flipsing.
I also would have gotten 0. I love that. You can tell Jim watches the reentry buzz. Simpatico.
Hadn't mentioned the spice yet. Like baking spice, like mellow cinnamony kind of baking spice I'm getting now for sure. More on the finish a little than the landing.
Yeah. I'm going to say this right now. I don't think that the water or ice can make up for this price.
Right.
Or like it's good. It's good. But personally, this is just me. Just going to say it ahead of time. I wouldn't pay more than $60 for this.
I was going to say, yeah, do your, what would you pay for this? Try to imagine you don't know anything about it. I think I would have probably said 90, 85 or 90.
Yeah. It's unique. It's unique.
That the spice carries over to on that finish. It just holds for a long time for me. I feel like the finish is way longer for, I mean, this is 100 proof, right? It's for 100 proof whiskey. I think the finish is longer than I expect.
So we know that Kentucky Owl sources. We don't always know where. But does Beam source whiskey, or does Beam produce sourced whiskey?
I feel like anybody's gotta, if the price is right. Like, I don't know.
This is not MGP juice to me.
Yeah, it have to
anyone
be
that
like,
I know.
Like a point of pride for the distillery. Like we've never sold barrels before. It would have to be like part of the company for them to.
I mean, Buffalo Trace does it. Not much from what I hear. I mean, if you count A. Smith Bowman and like some of the other Sazerac related things, I don't know if they source outside of Sazerac.
Yeah. I'm not saying this because I thought it was the other way. It's purely curious. Is the A. Smith Bowman or Buffalo Trace relationship, is that contract distilling?
So what actually happens is that Buffalo Trace distills at least once, maybe twice. I'm not sure the answer to that one. And then they'll send it to A. Smith Bowman. A. Smith Bowman will distill it one more time in the single or their pot still, and then they'll make they'll age the whiskey on site.
So it's Buffalo Trace grains and mash and
Yep.
distilled, and
Distill
then
it, yep.
and then they ship it to A. Smith, who just maybe distills it one more time.
That very well might fit the bill of contract distilling.
Yeah, I don't know.
But ooh, I like that. Okay. Miles said a little bit of buttered popcorn up front, a little pepper on the finish. The buttered popcorn I can get behind, just even by the lingering taste in my mouth. So I added water. I think I might have mentioned that. But let's a little more nuttiness on the nose.
The water, I couldn't tell much difference on the nose, but more floral a little bit. It's a little more delicate. Maybe not as much funk, or I'm just getting used to the tobacco funk. But it does taste a little more floral to me now, a little sweeter, and less baking spice on the finish with the water.
What do you guys think on the water pour? Palate, nose, or finish? I'm getting a little more nuttiness on the palate. The nose was similar, but I think more nutty in general.
I will say
I would be surprised. Like, this is what I would expect of Knob Creek, proof down to 80 in terms of flavor, proof down to 90 in terms of proof, if that makes sense.
Or like the best Knob Creek barrels that are proofed down to 80
to
or
90
something.
or so,
like a Knob Creek BTAC proofed down to like 80.
Yeah.
This is how I would feel like that finish would taste and everything.
Yeah,
what a
it's still got
weird
some
idea.
body to it, and it's not extremely light on flavor. It's just light on proof more so.
Yeah.
Because Knob does have a kick to the flavor. Like Knob is full bodied typically. So that's why I say that cut to 90. Hotter with water. I wonder what ice is gonna do with this. Do with this. Maybe. I know what Ben knows or thinks what's going to happen when I add water to it. If we had Dramhound here, he'd think similarly.
We could have had a whole Dram Pup combo there.
Dude,
some back
I bet
to back,
Dram Pup would have
kid to
loved
kid.
seeing back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tease a little bit of tomorrow's released episode, but Dramhound is alive and well, guys. So stop worrying. He's great. And so, I mean, as good as you can be. So we got Curtis joining in. Butter
with water.
I can get that almost in like a. When I think of buttery, I think of Chardonnay, and I get a little bit of that like smooth Chardonnay kind of butteriness.
Do you do you like Chardonnays at all? Because I have a strong preference with unoaked Chardonnays. I think oaked Chardonnays, I just hate them. Yeah.
They can be. I got to try them both, but I can say this: I enjoyed Chardonnays right when I got into wines, but then I kind of moved over to reds, and different whites. But Chardonnays are so special in the wine department that like you gotta enjoy that. And I'm not gonna buy me a Chardonnay on my own these days.
Yeah. Bitter on that finish though for Katie. I get that. That baking spice.
Or the butter, like your husband. We got water is sweeter. Okay, I gotta drop a cube.
Yeah, I'm cubing up, and on the nose, I smelled it, and my opinion is it immediately turned from Jim Beam juice to Four Roses juice on the nose.
On the ice.
Yep, with ice, I'm getting a bubblegum nose and just way like sugar sweet overall.
Well, if anyone's crazy, it's Ben Klepsek for thinking this gets colder with ice. Wait a second. He's
absurd.
Not so crazy after all.
Oh my gosh. Ice is unique. It changed a lot with ice, and I'm trying to decide if I liked ice more or neat. Love Chardonnay.
I laughed at Katie. So my wife and I used to fight over country cock because she grew up in the South and I grew up in Pennsylvania, where I don't know if that's not even close to the South or just not the South. And my parents were at a certain point we got rid of margarine and just we're like, we'll suffer the consequences with butter. Yeah, we didn't get into like fights, but we would always be like, your parents gave you country crock, and like my parents gave me butter. Like stuff like
As
that.
if it was derogatory to say your parents
pretty
gave you
much,
country crock.
Like, well, that's because your parents fed you
we're a
country
country
crock.
crock household. Yeah.
It's a different nuttiness on the nose to me. I'm getting the slightest bit of bubblegum, like you were talking about, but much more like hazelnut, not hazelnut. Yeah, hazelnut.
How
Hazelnut.
about honey roasted on those nuts?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Light honey roasted peanuts. Yep.
Yeah. Almost too sweet, says Jim.
Yeah. Oh, what? You guys are calling out science here.
Yeah, wait, my volume is really low.
How
It's
did
almost
this
like
get
I've been drinking
more?
it or something. Dang.
Wait a second. Maybe that's what's going on. All right. I haven't even sipped it with ice yet. Let's do this.
Nice. Ice kills it for miles. I'm intrigued as to like, is the flavor just gone for you there? It did totally shift for me. I feel like I'm drinking a second glass of a whole different whiskey right now, but I do like it though.
So I'll tell you this. We've talked about this before on the podcast. There are a few whiskeys that taste always good with ice. One is Well Done Irish whiskey, and one, from my experience, every time I drink a Japanese whiskey with ice, I'm not let down. This fits the bill. This is not bad. It's potentially just as good or better as the neat pour to me with ice. It's refreshing, just as many notes. Light as it was with ice, but not any lighter, in my opinion. It's good.
I poured a little more neat. I gotta figure out what my favorite pour was, because that's how much I like the ice. Maybe.
Dude, we got Miles and Ben trying to duke it out. Maybe you guys put it in the wrong ice. Maybe the Madison, Wisconsin area ice is better than the North Carolina ice. We say Curtis says, "Don't know, sweeter but less complex taste. I feel like it's not gonna stick around. I feel like it doesn't stick around as long."
Yeah.
Paul said, "Peppery spice." I get you there, Paul. Get you there. White pepper potentially. I don't like getting like strong black pepper, but I'm getting a peppery.
Yeah.
It's good to have you all here. Thank you guys. You're not closing out yet. We're not doing the hopes yet, but it's great to see you all joining in a conversational way. We love that.
Wish I had a camera pointed out my window. Had some quail just run by. We've got like cinder block walls between houses here, so there's a cinder block wall right here between me and the next
quail
house.
in Phoenix.
The little quail just come walking down the whole thing. They just out of the corner of my eye, I get to see them just traverse the whole fence all the way across.
Cool. When I was in Gilbert, there was a few times that a roadrunner would come onto my tree in my front yard, and those animals, those birds, are crazy.
Yeah, I have definitely seen a couple, maybe like 2 times of the last 5 years. We've seen a roadrunner in our backyard. Yeah.
I took a picture. I'll send it. I don't know if anyone cares, but I'll put it on the Discord later
Nice.
because it was super cool. Like he was just chilling on my front mesquite tree, and it was a good time. Yeah. Come to the meetup and find out. Ah, that's true.
Yep.
We still got to do that, Brian. I feel like I've been hesitating because of Brian. Do you think that could happen by the end of the year, or maybe not with a kid?
You know,
we'll do it next year, boys. Maybe early next year. We'll do a Madison winter.
It's on me to figure that out, really, because I'm currently the most volatile.
It's not because we don't want to, everyone.
Yeah, I know, right? It's complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah, make things complicated. Oh, we got Sam in the house. Oh, that's so cool. And the funny thing, I don't know if roadrunners can fly, but I've never seen one fly. But she said she had one in our backyard palm trees. I had no idea they get up so high. Yeah, that's the thing, is they literally run on the road. I've never seen one fly, but they can book it on the road.
Yeah, it's like like chickens don't fly, but like if they jump and flap, they can reach 10 feet or so.
That's crazy.
They 8 feet. You got to make a chicken coop fence pretty high, because
Yeah.
if you don't make it high enough, they will jump and flap and get over. I don't know if roadrunners don't fly, but like jump and flap, you could get pretty high that way.
Wait. So Brian says I had a roadrunner jump on the hood of my truck and went for a ride through the parking lot and cut. Oh, please put that on the Discord,
Yeah.
Brian.
I have seen that video.
And then we got I think this is Wayne. Yeah, this has got to be Wayne because he's in Chandler. So Wayne, I
Awesome.
assume you got your samples yesterday by the Manly courier. So
Nice.
let me know if you didn't.
Wayne. Good
I
to see
feel
you.
bad. So
Jump and
was
flap.
my nickname in college.
Nice.
Good
Nice.
nickname. Oh, well, that's funny. We got some great jiving listeners. When we do our meetup, it's just gonna be pure synergy.
Yeah, the old jump and flap.
The old jump and flap. All right, guys.
Rating.
I think I enjoyed the nice ice finish the most. But yeah, let's talk rating. You could write it down, but I'm not gonna read the comments until I think of mine. Okay, I got mine. I gotta look at the secondary scale again.
I'm torn because like half of me wants to rate it highly, and half of me is like, you can't rate this that highly. So I'm trying to figure out where that middle ground is.
Yeah, I know what I got now.
Oh man. I think I know where I'm at, but now I just need to figure out if I can justify it. You go first then, if you're good.
Okay. This is a good whiskey. I go ahead and say it's a fine is less than good. It's fine. It's fine. It is not worth $150. It's Knob Light. If I want this, I'll buy a bottle of Knob Creek Standard. I give it an 8.2, and I give it a B-, which is a little harsh. I'm between B and B-, so maybe like an 84 out of 100 in terms of like the grading scale. But I give it a B-, or maybe an 83 out of 100. I think that's how it works. Okay, Jim really likes it. We got Paul. Paul gave it 8.6. Oh wait, no, let's go in order. It's National Cocktail Day. Thanks, Paul. I did actually make myself a cocktail today, but it wasn't whiskey. It was a daiquiri, which I was digging before my study session.
I love limey, sugary daiquiris. Oh man,
it was so good. It was an ajo, 2 ounces of an ajo, 1 ounce lime juice, 3/4 ounce double simple syrup.
Dang, you're 2 ounces into tequila already today?
Well, that was like 2 hours ago before my study session. So, but not tequila, because rum is.
Wait, you're blowing my mind here. Rum can be labeled as añejo?
I guess so. Now that you mention it, you did mention, yeah. Well, the bottle that I have, my bottle that I have is given to my father-in-law by a Dominican, I think, Republic guy. And it says añejo on the label, which basically I think just is Spanish for old. Correct me on that. I have a feeling your wife speaks Spanish.
Aged.
Yeah,
pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't actually speak Spanish, but I was under the impression that añejo means aged.
Maybe Jim knows. I feel like Jim's that kind of classy kind of guy that knows like 5 languages.
I'm wondering if it was rum finished in an añejo tequila barrel.
I doubt it. It was a simple bottle, and it was everything in the label was in Spanish, so I have no idea. But that's a great point. It's an aged rum. It was a darker rum in my daiquiri, and it was great. And some people will do a daiquiri with white rum, but I enjoy a little bit of añejo in there. And by añejo I mean age. So yeah, Paul, or no, let's go to Miles. Oh no, let's bring it back to Ben. Bringing it back. Ben agrees with me. 8.2. I agree with the ice pour. It's a very good ice pour. We got Miles says really liked it a lot. Struggling to break 9. I'm with you there. I'll go with 8.8. Paul says 8.6. Jim gives it 8.8, matching with Miles. We got Wayne says 8.1, closer to. Oh, did you say yours yet, Brian? Or are we gonna wait for
I haven't.
yours?
I'm holding cards to the chest here. Cards to the chest.
So Curtis 8.0, lowest score yet, but I'm not against it. Katie, it's Katie, right? She goes by Katie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because whenever I see Catherine, I'm like, oh, did I screw that up? Yep, agree with Curtis at that 8.0. Brian says, would you rate it if it? Oh, how would you rate it? So that's the thing. We try to rate it without the price involved.
Yeah,
but we are always influenced, Brian. So you got a good point there.
Might be the best $40 whiskey I've ever had.
It's pretty good for 40. I don't know if it would still break Hub It a What 9.0 though.
Are you kidding? This Hub's my What's easily at $40.
40? Not me.
Okay.
I mean, if this Hub's your What's at 40, what is standard knob?
As far as rating scale goes?
Price point.
Oh, I actually have no idea.
Let's look this up. Oh,
I normally, while you look it up, I'll tell you my
someone's
score.
Gonna write in.
I'm I think all in all, I'm most aligned with Miles. I was like, does this break 9? And I'm so close. I want to give this like an 8.9. Yeah, okay. I do really like this. I like the spice. I like the baking spice. I like a little bit of funk, and I love knob. I'm definitely like a knob homer. Shut it, don't say it.
No, I was thinking of the funk. I was like, we love the funk.
the nuttiness and the baking spices just makes this like something that's super my profile. Nice. I think 8.9 is where I ultimately land. And I mean, this is well above average for me. I struggle to give it extremely solid A, so I'm going to go B+. This is B+ for me.
So for the record, knob, what is this? Oh, what is this? Oh, okay. So knob is $30 for their standard straight bourbon.
Oh, wow.
Their 1 liter is $40.
Oh, wow.
Their 120 proof single barrel is 52.
I know, right?
Yeah. So like, that's my thing is like, is this worth? Yeah, I don't know. Even their 12 years, $73.
Knob 12 year. I will never not have Knob 12 in my home.
That's good. How is it hard for you to find? Because isn't it an annual release or something?
It kind of comes and goes, but it comes and goes frequently enough that like maybe 2 to 3 times a year, you can find it for like a full month. So like plenty of time to know if you need to go ahead and grab one to stock up if you're about to run out. So is it hard to find? No, it's not hard to find as long as you're actually looking for it.
I'll say this about the pour we're drinking today. Nothing displeased me. In terms of like nothing was bad, like foul, anything. Like it was just it was always good. It was just not big.
Yeah,
to me.
Okay, well, our definition of A is no substantial negative comment can be made.
So that might be an A. We gotta work on this,
or we need to reassess our definitions.
Yeah, but yeah. So Brian. Or no, not Brian. That's Ben. Ben says Brian loves knobs. Moving on to Paul. Got to run as well. We love you, Paul. Peace.
Thank you.
Wife's child. It's so funny. No, he knows. Yeah, and he's got a daughter. I think he's a girl dad too.
You know, I get sometimes you may want to take ownership, and sometimes you may not. I get it.
Wait. Do you know if Brian or David do they have kids?
Both of them have kids. Yeah.
Are they only girls
together? No, I'm kidding. David has a female daughter.
Okay, cool.
Bryan has only boys. Pretty sure.
Brian's pretty cool, but he's new to the scene of so Brian, I don't know how long you've been listening, but girl dads are like it's such a thing in this podcast, like but then the funny so
it's good. I mean, like, we get some boy dad take. It's good to get some boy
Miles Ferguson's got a boy dad or is a boy dad, but he's also got a girl. There you go. And then the original podcast co-host Adam, he now has a boy.
Good thing he's out of here.
4 boys, Brian. That's crazy. He's definitely got the most boys out of any listener, I would like to think. We got Dram House. Speaking of girl dads in the house, 2 inches.
Oh, dang.
Wow. Dang. Is it in Vermont or is it in Weston or whatever?
Dang, yeah, it rained here last night. I mean, I'm on the literal opposite end.
It
of the
rained
country.
here too.
And it's the same storm or anything, but
yeah. No, it was coming down last night or yesterday at least. Yeah.
Right. Do you realize how over time we are? By the way, these people have places.
Oh yeah, we got to start hoping, guys. So
I have a long hope. I have a long hope. So I'll get started.
Everyone, we're closing it out because we like to keep it about 30 minutes. And 2 feet. That's 1 apostrophe. That's not a quote. Holy crap! Was that in Vermont, Dramhound?
Dang. Yeah. Let us know if that's in Vermont. Let us know if you moved yet. My hope that I'm going to get started on here. I hope that our Patreon supporters know how much we appreciate them. I hope that they stick around. I hope that they stick around for next quarter because I am here announcing 1 bottle that's going to be in the next quarterly drink along
rotation
provisions. And within those provisions will be rare character exceptional series. So this rare character exceptional series is a 12-year, 11-month, so almost 13-year. It is 107 proof. It is a Kentucky straight malt. So these exceptional series, what they do with these is this is not confirmed, but Heaven Hill produces a 65% malt, 35% corn, I think.
Interesting.
And it's the only known distiller who produces this mash bill. So it's likely that this is Heaven Hill. And Rare Character considers it to be worthy of the Exceptional Series moniker. Oh, talk about Exceptional Series.
Yeah.
It's back.
Yep. My girl dad original.
There we go.
No, yeah.
So anyway, this exceptional series will be included in the next quarter's provisions. So stick around. That'll be a really fun one to try.
Yeah, for sure. I hope Dramhound, I hope Willow's watching because she can see Beck and you guys are both blondie cuties. Ooh, he's at the new digs. Love it. All right, guys. Send in your hopes real quick. I'm going to start a few. I hope that Beck will be an enjoyer of whiskey when she gets older, but appreciator and not an overdoer, because I think there is a good healthy, you don't want your girl to become a drunk. So I hope she's a appreciator, a connoisseur. So that's what I hope.
I hope that not too long from now, I'll also have an adorable little daughter. Maybe if she's only 10% as adorable as Beck, I'll be happy.
Hey, Beck, can you say, I hope that our Patreon people feel loved? Okay, now. Billy. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for going a little over with us. I gotta mow the lawn after this. And I hope the lawn gets mowed real quick. First lawn mow of the season here in Virginia. So
good luck.
And then Miles, what do you hope? Miles has got to be here still. Miles always gives good hope.
We got some hopes for some meetups.
Oh yeah. That's we're gonna do that. And it's gonna be killer.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys enjoyed. We do have the barrel, as you see in your drink along samples. We have the barrel rye, the single barrel rye, and then we also have. What do you need? And then we have what do we have? Oh, the copper and cask.
Don't remember.
I forget what it is, but it's pretty cool. It's a 16-year port and Armagnac finish. Oh, go ahead, baby.
Also, stay tuned because I hope you listen to tomorrow's episode, Monday's episode. We tease what episode 300 is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be the best episode ever.
It's gonna be insane. Like
Yeah.
I actually am not 100% sure how we're even going to physically accomplish what the plan for
I told my
episode
wife, I was
300
like,
is.
I don't even know, but it's gonna be
yeah,
awesome, and so keep an eye on tomorrow's episode. Watch it on YouTube if you want. Coppercast to Garbland. That's it. Hope the total eclipse is really cool. Me too. Thanks for doing this, guys. We will see you next time on our next episode, but also we'll see you next time on the drink along. So thanks again. March 2024. We'll see you April. All right, guys. Peace. Peace. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.